Yo, 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 what up, and welcome back to another episode of Cut the Film.
What's
I'm
up,
your
man?
host, Josh. Here we got on my left side, the other host with the most, my main man, Adam. How
That's
you doing,
me.
brother?
That is me, man. I'm good.
Yeah,
Chilling.
yeah,
Chilling on this beautiful Sunday. My team lost, unfortunately.
yeah.
I had
We're
my
just
I
talking.
cried a little bit, but
We're just talking about that right now as well. My
I
team
hate
just
football
lost right
anyways.
now against the Dolphins. Oh my god, man. That's some sad tragic news happening in the world of television today. Both of our teams and the Dodgers
You know,
as
we can't win
well.
them all.
We
Can't win
counting
them
them
all.
all. Well, you know what? Let's just start off with a little bit of the brighter side, but still continuing in this Halloween spectacular month that we're having.
Mhm.
We're gonna start off with Werewolf by Night, MCU Halloween theme
Yes.
Disney
Very.
Plus movie that had came out. What'd you think?
Look, man.
Did you watch
I
it?
I came into this thing had no. I did not. I didn't know what I was gonna expect,
Yeah.
and it was fan fucking tastic.
Oh, of
It
course.
was great. The just the way everything was filmed.
This yeah, the
The black and white.
cinematography
The
was amazing.
violent, the violence. I didn't think it was gonna be that fucking violent, and it was pretty
Yeah.
violent.
Well,
And
for
then
sure.
and then the whole supernatural aspect of the MCU. Now I'm
Yeah, of
excited for
course.
that.
I mean, we've already seen depiction of Werewolf by Night, not just overall an MCU character, but we've seen them in like the past 70s where, they pay tribute to the whole black and white, black and gray
Yeah,
film where that's what, they started what a basically beginning horror movie aspect that ever hit the screens, and Disney Plus did execute that correctly, and I feel like they did pay
yeah.
a good, very good
I felt
homage.
like I was watching like
Yeah, I felt like you're watching
an
like
old
Doctor
fashioned
Frankenstein.
Universal
Yeah,
horror movie. You know what I'm saying? Like it felt like it was one of those.
yeah.
Because we've all seen at least one of those kind of
Oh, of
movies.
course, yeah,
The old 1930s Universal Studios, they made that they're popular for their monster movies.
yeah.
It
They
felt like
were.
I was watching one of
It
those.
was the world. Yeah, the
It
world of
legit, like
monsters.
the lighting and everything in black and white, the music, the tone. It was, I mean, you knew you were watching a Marvel movie, but it was like at the same time you're like, I like just it was
It
totally
didn't seem.
totally
It didn't
different
seem.
than
Yeah,
what everything else we've seen.
especially since Hocus Pocus had barely came out as well. It's just
Hmm.
like, all right, you got two different sides of Disney throwing you horror, which is like the
Yeah,
okay, we
family
grew up
friendly,
family
scary.
friendly horror,
And
but
then you
this one's
got
like a more
this, which
okay.
is
We're
like
gonna
it was the old fashioned horror movie, but like times 10. Like
yeah.
I was like I said again, the violence is what surprised me. I was like, damn, he's tearing these motherfuckers apart.
Yeah. Well, overall, I mean, I think the casting and the characters that came out in the movie were, they all played their role
Oh
as
yeah,
well. I
they
mean, the
did.
main character, his name is Jack Russell, but he's played by Gal
Not the
Bernal.
dog, not the
Um,
Jack Russell Terrier, the person, the character.
yeah, he's the basic story. Of people haven't seen it, but we're just gonna give it a little bit. He's there. It's a night where apparently one of the Bloodstone family lines, which is it's a stone that basically gives you the power and control.
You can
Um,
spot monsters
yeah,
apparently.
basically, the main guy who owned the thing died, and they're gonna be like, well, the next one who's gonna own this Bloodstone, we're gonna have a basically like a maze, and we guys are gonna be challenged to kill this monster, and at the end, whoever wins or whoever gets defeated. I mean, it's battle against what a battle, whoever it's everyone throws all. You
Yeah,
could,
I like that. There's a bunch of monster hunters there, and
yeah,
they all really didn't know like what they were hunting
until they
they
started.
realized
But
okay,
yeah,
this is what they're
but
hunting.
it was good that it's like aside from the whole monster, like you did see a couple scenes where they were fighting against each
Each
other.
other, yeah.
Laura Donnelly. I don't know if you really seen a bunch of her stuff, but she plays the daughter of the guy. Her name was also Bloodstone. I don't know if you've seen the Nevers in HBO, but she's one of the main characters in there. And
Hmm.
honestly, she does a really she's amazing in that show. And honestly, seeing her here, I was like, okay, I've been expecting season two of that show. So seeing her here, I'm like, okay, maybe that's why she hasn't been. But overall, like that scene with her and the dude that looks like a Viking, that scene was like,
Yeah, that was a good scene.
but yeah, overall, the storyline is, she wants to go in there, keep the stone, and claim what is truly hers. But you still have monster hunters, trying to get their hands on the bloodstone.
Hmm.
Well,
Hmm.
um, one of the main characters there is Ted, which he's basically the creature that they're hunting. But Jack Russell was basically kind of like
The
spy, and
man
it's
thing.
spy, like he's like a little CIA spy. We're trying to, try to save him. Um, but honestly, that he looked like what is it? His name? Cthulhu.
The man thing, yeah.
The man
He's
thing. Yeah, I don't know. That face just made me think of
no,
Cthulhu for
yeah,
some reason. I was thinking South Park. I was like,
that's what he is,
the
man.
man thing.
Man
Yeah,
thing. He's swamp. He's like a swamp. He's like a
Swamp Thing.
interdimensional. He controls like the. I don't, I'm not.
I for-
This is the wrong podcast for this. The other guys.
the Heroes
The
and
meet the
Mutants
hero.
podcast.
They'll
Yeah,
explain it better than me.
y'all
But
really
he's like an
want?
interdimensional being. He can
Yeah, of
kind of reach
course.
into the different aspects
Yeah,
of the multiverse. But
basically. But yeah, no, the whole story up to it, you know, him trying to save him, and then getting to know who Ted is too, seeing that he's not actually a monster. He's, you know,
yeah,
he's just trapped.
like
And,
like that little end, like the end of the movie
oh,
when
and
they're
they're sitting
hanging
in
out
the
and they're drinking
fire.
coffee.
Yeah,
I was like, that was like the most like wholesome, like just two dudes hanging out, like two friends. And
yeah.
it was funny how like they're completely different. Like he's a werewolf, he's a fucking like a swamp monster.
But they, yeah,
But
of
they're like
course,
best
but they
friends,
still have each
and
other's
they
back.
hang out like me, like how we hang out and shit.
Yeah, true.
They're just hanging out. Yeah, that was cool. I like that. Yeah, it was very. I was surprised by this one. This one gave me.
It was good. I liked it. I mean, now I hope that now that they saw that, I mean, because the viewership for this one, actually, the views were very good. A lot of people gave it a lot of good ratings as well, and it was one of the most seen Halloween Disney movies that had came out as well. Aside from, I think, a little bit more than Hocus Pocus, but I know Hocus Pocus is just a family favorite, so for sure that one's gonna get on the top. But this one
Yeah.
overall, if you
No,
guys
yeah, this
haven't
one for sure.
seen it,
Surprised.
y'all gotta
It made me
catch
feel
it.
like it gave me like a good like at the end of the movie, a good feeling. Like I was like, oh yeah, like I was like, damn, this
Yeah.
was really pretty good. For an hour, I was in. It was the
It's
hour went by like this. It was entertaining from the first minute to
yeah.
the last minute. I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, this is good stuff.
When I first heard about it, I actually thought it was gonna be a show, but I was like, oh wait, no.
Oh, no,
Yeah, when I saw it, I was
I
like,
think they did what they had to do in within that hour.
yeah,
They told the story, and it's bringing the whole supernatural aspect to the MCU.
to the
Now we
MCU,
have,
yeah,
and now Blade, because Blade's coming up, and next year he's
Ba-
coming out, and then,
yeah.
we're gonna have more Ghost Rider. We're gonna have more supernatural aspects of the MCU,
Oh,
which
mhm.
I'm into that.
It's that broader
It's
aspect.
about
right?
time they could start getting darker.
Oh yeah, of course. But yeah, that's very true. I mean, do you see? Well, I mean, we already got Werewolf by Night, so we already have a big MCU character that really doesn't get seen a lot in comics. You know, like um connecting with every other character. He's just mostly based on the world of monsters. But do
Yeah.
you think they might have him come out in maybe like some sort of MCU
I
later
think
on?
you know what.
Just like
I
bring him
feel
in.
like they're gonna. I mean, these two guys introduced us to this new darker corner
to the
of
new
Marvel,
world,
right?
yeah.
So I think they're gonna kind of be in the forefront of it. I feel like they're gonna be consistently coming back because of in the MCU, because in the comics, again, wrong, not the right backwards, but like they have a team of like, I think it's like the
Well, kind of like
in the 40s,
Dracula.
it's like that. It's like a bunch of monsters. And
Yeah.
they fight Dracula.
Oh, okay, yeah, I do
You know what I'm talking
remember
about?
that. Yeah, I
don't know.
remember.
I'm not
Not
a
too
big
clearly,
comic.
but like you said, Heroes
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Mutants.
yeah.
If you guys want a little bit more on
So if
detail,
you guys
we'll
want
make sure
more
for
of
them
what
to
I'm
talk.
talking about, if you, I know that those guys are watching this.
Y'all gotta
Explain
talk
it to
about
me
that
on the
one.
next one.
But yeah, so okay, so you do see them bringing in Werewolf to just
Yeah.
make
Oh
it
yeah, for sure. They're gonna go.
to interact
They're gonna
with
go
the
into
whole
the
Avengers.
supernatural side of it, which of course Blade comes in, and you're dealing with vampires.
That
So
is
there's
true.
vampires, of course. There's gonna be demons. There's gonna be ghosts. And it's gonna give us an opportunity to see Ghost Rider.
Well, that's true. I mean, well, what I was actually after the movie came out, I was kind of reading up on the whole werewolf history comics and just watching videos on it, and they actually brought up a point that in Thor Ragnarok, in the section where Jeff Goldblum has his own basic throne, there's a scene where they show sculptures of 6 different, I guess, warriors and
Yeah.
champions. Basic
And
Man Thing was one of the actual
he
sculptures
his
there,
sculptures there.
so
You know what? I didn't catch that. I have to go back.
I
And
didn't either, so that's why I'm like, okay, I kind of barely saw it, so I'm like gonna go watch Thor again and
Yeah.
like kind of
I didn't
see
catch
that
that
aspect.
angle.
But I did see that
Maybe
they did
I
talk
know.
about it.
I hope the internet's not lying. If it's true, I'll
Well, like
find
you
out.
said, it's like it's intergalactic, and I mean Marvel overall. Kevin Feige always does a good job of Easter egging characters that are gonna be coming,
Easters.
coming into the world. It's kind of like Disney when they used to do that with what is it, Toy Story, one of the things had like the stars ended up being one of the things for like Bugs Life, and then Bugs Life turns into like it's just a bunch of Easter eggs coming towards it, and Marvel does a really good job with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I never thought of Man Thing being in it, but just hearing and seeing that they were already kind of like teased in there without anyone even knowing, and having you go back, you're like, oh shit, makes you rethink, cause like what else did I miss out on with these?
Yeah, that's true. But I like that. Like you can show this movie to anyone. Like let's say someone that doesn't care about the MCU, right?
Yeah.
You can show this movie to them, and I think it'll be enjoyable for them. They'll
Oh, of
like
course.
it doesn't require any prior knowledge because it's already written so well. Like the way the characters interact with each other, that there's like okay, you know there's a history there with them.
Yeah.
So that's how. So you can just anybody can watch this.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't
of
have to be a
course.
Marvel fan
Yeah.
or at all to watch this one and
No, of
enjoy
course
it.
it doesn't really have to
Yeah.
do. Yeah, it's just basic
I
Halloween
mean,
fun. It's
there are
Halloween
the Easter
fun.
eggs. There's in the you wouldn't notice it
If
if
you're
you
not
weren't a Marvel.
yeah,
You would have no idea. But there are there's little Easter eggs and stuff. You're like, oh shit, that's this and this. But
yeah.
then but if you're just a casual viewer, just
It's still
just on
enjoyable.
scrolling through Disney Plus, like, oh, what's this about? Cool. And then
Yeah, yeah. So everyone,
I think you like it's there's a horror aspect obviously, but it's nowadays the horror we see now
well, it's just overall
is not
Disney.
scary as what it is what the stuff that we're
No,
used to being scared about.
yeah,
But I mean it's just the way they use the effects, the shadow, the
yeah,
lighting, like when you're transforming into a
yeah.
werewolf. That transformation scene
Yeah.
when the actress, I forget her
Oh,
name,
that okay.
she's in the cage and she's
And
scared,
he's
and in the
transforming into the
background you
wolf.
can see his shadow flickering, boom
Yeah.
boom, and he's like every flicker is like a different transformation. I was like, oh, that was pretty cool shot.
Yeah. Well,
That
and
was a pretty cool
like you
shot.
said, Disney. I mean, there's certain sections that they can't really be too graphic, especially because Disney's always been like for cute, kid friendly stuff. But like you said, those depictions of the homage of the old school Werewolf by Night
Mm-hmm.
or Werewolf in London, like you sometimes you don't see them transform. Sometimes it's just by shadow, where you just said every little
And
cut,
I
every
think
cutscene is just a
that's what
different
makes it fun
transformation.
because it's like it's just the interest of like oh my like your imagination is like okay I'm
He's,
already you're putting it together yourself.
yeah,
With
from
the
what
movie
you've
doesn't have
seen.
to do it. The
Yeah.
movie just gives you the clue
Yeah.
and you can put it together and that
Yeah.
makes it fun. Like oh man, like
The
I
back of
wonder
his shirt just ripped.
exactly.
His shoes just came
So your
off. His
imagination
hat.
starts running wild,
Yeah.
and the movie allows you to do
It
that. That's how
entertains
you
you in
know
that
it's a
way.
good movie
Yeah.
when the movie lets your imagination just go
Yeah.
boom sprint.
Yeah. Overall, I think they did a really great, job filming the movie, and like I said, paying homage to what the old school traditional Halloween movies are. Because watching this, it's more like a remastered version, especially with the technology that we have now. But it still gives you that vintage 90s, 50s,
Yeah,
1960s
it was
like
good.
to the movie. And honest, if
Very
anyone
spooky.
hasn't watched it yet, you guys still have a couple days till Halloween. So y'all make sure to catch it.
If you guys
Family
like the
friendly. Stay with
classic
the
horror
family.
monster movies back in the day, you guys will definitely like this one. It was a good
It was. It
10
was.
out of 10.
10, yeah, 10 out of 10.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I thought it was. Well, now I'm happy that Disney is kind of contributing more to that aspect
Yeah,
of
they're
adult, more adult related
because
kind
well
of like.
in the app I think everyone knows this. There's parental. You can
Now
have
you could
settings
do
now, so you
yeah.
can have the R rated
R
stuff like
rated,
Deadpool, like
yeah.
the Marvel movies,
Yeah.
obviously, and then the kid friendly stuff.
Oh yeah, of
I mean, it's
course.
all parents. Just make sure you fucking know what your kids are watching.
But then again, I mean, I feel like the parents and that have to do with superhero movies are basically people that are our age, requirement that kind of have kids, so they do take their kids as well to these kind of movies that
Yeah,
are
it's true.
already rated R. But no, like you said, that Disney did something different and actually paid off because I actually they have Logan on there.
Yes,
So I was like,
and the Deadpool movies.
oh, they have Deadpool, they have all the Netflix, Marvel series, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist. They have all of those, so it's good that they're finally kind of like allowing that to come, And basically, me and Ruben right now, if you guys don't know Ruben, from Heroes and Mutants, he showed me something saying that that Marvel's gonna do Marvel zombies, but they're actually thinking about making it rated R.
That's I would love to see that. I mean, they did it in the What If episodes.
Yeah, they did in the What If.
That was fun. That was a good
Oh yeah,
episode.
of course. What
But
If was a
I
great
would love to
series.
see a whole, if it was like an hour long thing about it. Yeah, I would love.
Yeah,
You know.
like 6-part series, like you said,
Yeah,
maybe
animated
like around
series.
an
Yeah.
hour long. Each one would be a little bit different, but I would like to see that. I would like to see more Disney dive into the more deeper rated R aspect of what comic books are. You know, like a lot of
Yeah, because anyway, if you're gonna be Disney and you want to own everything, then you're gonna have to
you're gonna have to.
broaden
Oh yeah, of course.
your audience. You know, you can't just make
Yeah,
PG movies all day if you're gonna consume every other media outlet.
true, true. Now DC has to do the same. Start doing some rated R stuff as well to bring. Especially, I mean, the cartoon movies, we already know those are rated R for sure. The violence that comes out in those are always great. And honestly, for me, animation in DC is
Oh yeah,
overpowering.
DC knows what the fuck they're doing when it comes to animated
Yeah,
department,
but not
but
with
no
real.
idea when it comes to the DC universe.
Actually, Black Adam just came out.
Came out. We'll have an episode about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one, but it was a
Heroes
great
of Mutants
movie.
has an episode. It might be a double episode
Double
crossover.
crossover.
Who knows?
Little zoom camera. Ruben's gonna pop out.
But
Eric's gonna pop
yeah,
out.
that the trailer looked good.
No,
liked
I
it.
watched it and it was good. So yeah, you gotta watch it. We'll talk about it next week. But DC is putting their money where their mouth is. They're trying to stay afloat, especially with everything that Marvel has. But you know, everyone, like I said, Werewolf by Night was a great movie. If you guys get a chance to watch it, make sure to go watch it. It's a very enjoyable movie. We're gonna be moving to our next topic, which we're gonna go a little bit, still continuing the whole Halloween spirit, a little bit deeper. Another movie that came out recently, which kind of tries to pay homage to an old school movie that came out in the '80s, Hellraiser.
Cool, is that?
You know, Pinhead.
It's a remake.
It's a
not paying
remake.
homage,
Well,
it's like
that remake.
complete
You know,
remake of
it's
it,
a remake.
yeah.
But yeah, of course. But I'm saying like they've decided to make another movie of it. You know, and they try to give it a little bit of what the aspect of the original movies are.
I
Totally
think
went a different way,
it stayed
but-
pretty as far as the Cenobites go. They stayed true to like the book description, because in the comics, they're like this. They're like it's like a whole other ball game.
Yeah, of course.
How they are, but in the book, just the description of them kind of kept it real
Yeah.
to what the source material was.
Yeah.
But overall, I liked it. I mean, compared to the first one, it's completely different story.
Yeah. Of
Like
course.
not
this
nearly
one-
close to
well,
what
this
the
one,
first one was.
Well, this one was more of a puzzle
Yeah,
where she kind of.
this one was cool. I mean, you could see the main character is like this flawed person, all like extremely depressed person.
Yeah.
And then she gets put in this like
In a
even worse situation than the situation she's already in. So you really feel like you can see how the terrible
every
scene you can see how the pain and the tear, and that's why I think
how it just gets worse and worse every
and I think
time.
that's why she survived against the the curse of the box, because she was already so sad and miserable. This was like nothing to her. She had nothing else to live for. She's like, I might as well do this. I might as
don't
well get
know.
out of this.
Well, at the end in the beginning, well, like you said, she was a very disturbed woman, just a very disturbed girl. You know, she was addicted to stuff. You know, toxins that usually mess with you. And drugs. You know, we're trying
The
to
best kind.
you know, so like you said. She gets taken into this and put into the situation where she gets a hand on this box, and this box basically it's a puzzle that every time you kind of open it, but it's a puzzle. Every section she had, it was like a Rubik's cube. It was a turned out Rubik's cube. You know, it's a demonic Rubik's cube right there. Every time she got a step closer, it would transform and turn into something else.
If you guys don't know the source material, it's very similar. The box, at least as far as the box works.
I like to call it the puzzle.
It's stab somebody, and then that if you got stabbed by that box, your soul would be the next one to collect, right? And there's a misconception about the Cenobites. They're not actually demons from hell. They're just other interdimensional
Worldly
beings that come, and they just like seeing misery and they like seeing pain.
So supernatural entities.
And there's a scene in the movie where they're praying, and the Cenobites
it seems more like a cult.
How does it feel to pray to God? Like what God are you praying to?
Yeah, well, we're not.
Yeah, he's like, it's not gonna. And you can like, as soon as he said that, you're like, oh fuck, that's not gonna help you at all. The
That's
fact
very
that they were
true.
in phase, like, what god are you praying to?
Yeah, I was like, who is
They're like,
this?
no,
Who
these
is this
people are
god you're
these
talking
things are
about?
going. They've seen everything.
Dude, I think they did a great job with the aesthetics of every demon that came out, and then like, what was the
Yeah,
one that had like the hooks in their mouth, kind of
that
like?
one was cool. The chatter,
Oh yeah, the chat. Oh dude,
the teeth
that shit
chomping,
was
that
just
one was good.
that was
The
creepy.
one with the her face was all peeled apart. She was cool. I think.
I like that ending part too, where damn, I already forgot about it, but how she transforms at the end, where you just see her skin ripping off and her teeth just like,
Oh, the
oh
guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
dude, oh god, that was
the
just
the main villain guy. Yeah,
that
his
was
face gets ripped
intense.
apart. His stomach gets open. It's pretty gory.
I
I
like
wasn't
that.
expecting.
I like that.
I mean, it's Hulu, so they can get away with more stuff than mm, other studios. But
Oh, of course,
um, yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be that
that good.
graphic, but it was
Oh,
good.
of
It was
course,
really good.
yeah, they did a good job. It was
Hulu has been. I
entertaining.
think Hulu's been doing a good job of pushing out
Honestly,
good
I feel
stuff.
I feel like overall just streaming services, whether it's Hulu, whether it's Netflix,
I think
HBO. I feel like
Hulu's better than Netflix.
their content is actually sometimes and horror is sometimes even better than big
I'm gonna
movie
say it
screen
right
kind of
now.
things.
Hulu is better than Netflix.
You think so?
They're better than Netflix.
You heard that, guys. Hulu, you better give this guy a year lifetime supply of free
Just
Hulu
1
for
year's
that.
fine. I don't.
Just 1 year,
5 years, 6 years.
ad free. No
Ad
for.
free, because
You still got your student
I got
account.
those 2 minute ads. Hulu, you gotta fix that shit.
Oh god, dude, I have
I'm not
Paramount
even
for
paying
the I
attention
have
to what the
Paramount for
ads are.
the ads, dude. That's like five. It's like five ads to it and
I
a
don't even
half
pay
minutes.
attention to what the fuck they're
Oh
saying.
no,
I go
that's all.
back. I go on my phone until it's over. All right, cool. Show's back on.
Yeah, that's very true. But overall, I feel like
You
they
might as
did a
well
really
play
good job
fucking
with this
classical
movie.
music in the background.
With classical music in the
They might as well
background.
play that. I'm not paying attention to whatever the advertisements are.
Yeah.
Just put some Beethoven on that bitch, and then maybe I'll listen. Maybe I'll watch.
Maybe. So did you like the original Hellraiser movies growing
Yeah, the
up?
original
Did
ones
they scare you? Did they freak you out?
they freaked me out just because just the like the idea of what was going on. It was creepy to me, like the whole aspect of torture and pleasure and pain. And I was
Yeah.
young when I saw. I was like, I didn't understand it.
You just
Which is
thought
what
and it
I
just
don't think.
scared
I
you.
think because I didn't understand it, it made it more scary for me. Because I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck are they talking about? Until I got older, and then I realized, like, okay, I know what they're talking about, and it's still pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Like
Versus just the
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 aspect of
creatures and
pain and
seeing it.
pleasure, and
Oh
just
yeah.
what there's, and then the I want to say the CGI back in the day was pretty not that bad for the 80s.
Oh no. I mean, that's another take that I have when it comes to movies now than movies back then. I feel like movies now, especially when it comes to horror, they try to make it so real that sometimes it just when it's happening in front of you in the big screen, it just looks fake. As for technology back then, it didn't seem like that, where everything was more computerized. It was more actual people and outfits, people
Like
more
effect, like makeup
more
effects and stuff.
effects, yeah. So where that effect still seems like when you're actually drawn into the movie, it makes it feel like it's something real. As for now, having so much clarity, I feel like all that clarity takes away from whether it's like huge explosions, whether it's like a bunch of things from movies. I just think CGI has, as much as it makes the movie so much better and like huge screens and
Oh,
like
yeah,
sound.
practical effects. You can
Yeah,
never go
but to
wrong.
me, I just feel like it kind of lost that sense of reality of what a movie really is. Because back then, movies caught me because of that, where everything seemed so real.
I think that's why it's like, especially with horror movies, when they use practical effects for the scares,
Yeah,
that's why when those scares happen, they feel more,
yeah,
it's more realistic, like kind of sense of
yeah,
trauma compared to like a CGI jump scare or something like that, right?
yeah,
Because like it took effort to make that scare happen, and it
yeah.
pays off because it looks real,
Yeah, look,
and it looks
yeah,
like, oh
it's
shit, how did they
something
do
very
that? Yeah, like
genuine. Yeah,
how did they do that?
yeah,
So it makes I think it's more of an effective thing to like scare your audience compared
yeah,
to like a CGI
yeah.
monster popping out, or like just like,
True.
or like gory stuff. Sometimes they want to
Yeah,
gross you out, but
I like gore.
I think
Honestly,
the
I
practical
don't
effects is what makes a good scary
movie a
movie. If they
movie.
can,
Oh
if they
yeah,
have like good practical scares where you generally like, oh shit,
yeah.
how the fuck did they do that?
Yeah,
That didn't look like CGI.
I mean, cause
I think
sometimes
that's
sometimes simple is better, less is better, and especially when it comes to movies that are horror, like you don't really have to go all out with trying to make it as real as possible. maybe Transformers and all those, of course, because
Oh, I
that's
mean,
huge
like a good
cinematic
example
stuff.
would
But
be Paranormal Activity, the first one. It was all practical effects. There's literally like
yeah,
very minimal CGI that they used.
actually, we
And
were we were gonna dive into that topic, so continue with that. But the next topic is gonna be supernatural
yeah,
movies. Right
so
now, this
nice little
movie,
fucking transition.
yeah.
And I think, like I said, the practical effects they used in that movie, because they shot that movie for a super small budget. Like they had
Oh
like
yeah.
a couple
It,
$1,000s I think they spent,
I think
and
they
then they
totally spent
something
seventeen
like that,
thousand
and then they
dollars.
sold it to the studio, and they tripled the amount that they made. That's how you know it was like you
Yeah.
guys. They did a legit scary ghost movie where it was you. There's no scary monsters popped out. It was just the fact that you knew
It's
it was
the
a demon
yeah.
haunting the house, and then just they're like, here it is. Look
It's
at
the
this.
anticipation of like
The chandeliers
yeah.
moving,
Well, yeah.
the footsteps in the hallway. It's just like stuff that everyone can relate to. Like, oh, that one night you were by yourself. Like, oh, I swear to God, the door moved by itself. Right, like those like kind of things
I'm pretty sure a
that
lot of
everyone
people
can
didn't
relate
sleep
to.
to that. Oh
But they
yeah,
put it
of
in a
course.
movie where it's like, look,
Yeah.
they amped it up by like
Yeah.
10 or 20. Yeah, that was
Honestly, yeah, they did
good movie.
that was a great movie.
That's probably one of the best theatrical experiences going
Yeah.
into it. Like just hearing everyone scream at the same time. Like, oh,
Yeah.
like the fact that you can get half a whole movie audience to scream at the same exact time.
Oh
That's how
yeah.
that movie
Oh,
was.
of
Whew,
course. Yeah, they
that movie
like
was
you said,
was
and yeah, it comes
fire.
like you said, and simple is better. Especially in that way, I feel like that movie overall, the execution for it was so amazing because, like you said, it wasn't something that they're just trying to throw so much shit at you that's like, okay, like fuck, this place is haunted, or fuck, this is a demon. Like no, they went with a more realistic aspects. Like in the beginning of the movie, it says based on true events. It's not that the movie
Hmm.
was real, but it's events and true experiences and evidence that people have caught of what it is to actually live in a
Yeah, and
haunted
and
house.
there was no music like to
No,
make
there
it
was
like to
no.
give you no, it was just
It's
straight
complete
just
silence.
silence.
You hear
You
them
hear the noise.
walking,
You can hear
the
like
door
the
squeak,
little ring in the ear like before the demon comes out, like the pounding in
the
the ear.
pounding.
The
Yeah,
pounding noise, like it's very like very soft pounding
yeah.
noise. And you're
That
like, oh
movie.
shit, something's about to happen right now. And
Well, that
it's
movie came out
anticipation.
when we were in high school, and honestly, at
Oh
that
yeah,
time, like scary movies weren't really scaring me anymore.
dude,
But
I had
watching
a
that movie,
I
like,
wasn't old enough to buy the ticket. I had to have my brother buy the ticket for me
yeah.
to go watch it.
Oh, dude, no, I same. I actually took my parents because my dad's like he likes watching scary movies, and my mom does too. So I was like, hey, like this movie just came out, let's go watch it. My mom and dad were shitting it. I was just in the back, like so drawn into it because to me, honestly, and we kind of spoke about it. Like I've had experiences myself where like be watching that into a movie, I'm just like, and in some sections where I'm just like, oh fuck, I got the little chills and the goosebumps where my hair's like just picked up because I'm like, oh shit, this has happened to me before. Honestly, to me, I feel like that's why I really enjoyed that movie, and they did a smart choice with, like you said, just giving it out, making it simple and
Raw.
budget everything raw. Yeah, it looked like an amateur movie. It's just like someone putting a camera right there. Let's film how our life really goes on for a whole month and see what we could
Hmm.
catch. No music, no CGI, no nothing. It's just straight silence. Because honestly, silence is a killer. Sometimes,
Oh yeah, that
not
movie was
having
great.
sound. Basically, also in scary movies, that's a big thing for scary movies where they start playing a little song, starts slower, and it just starts anticipating and growing and growing and growing until it's just so loud and it comes at you and it's just a big jump scare. But at that same time, you kind of already lose it because whenever you hear the music, you automatically already know, oh, something's gonna happen. But for that, it's not.
Yeah,
For that, it's just like it's silent, and then I don't know where you just hear a freaking glass break, or you'll hear a door slam, and it's just like you're so drawn into it where you're just like, okay, like what's gonna happen? You start playing it in your own head. It's just like
and
what you want it to happen,
sometimes
where
it's
you're just
not
like,
even like
okay,
it's like 2 minutes of intense stuff and nothing happens, but it just keeps you, the whole 2 minutes. You're like, oh, what? And then the fact that nothing happens, it makes it even funnier. It's like, oh man, nothing happened. I was waiting, and
yeah,
then the next scene, something crazy happens. It's like, oh
and it just
shit!
catches you off
They
guard, and
just
you're
kind of like
like,
the way they
it's
kind
a
of just
wave.
bounce
It's
with
a
it.
wave of
And
emotions
then
where
you're
you're
like,
just
all right,
like,
this is a scary moment, and then there were some funny moments, and then there was some kind of weird, like what the fuck's going on,
uh,
and then there was some intense, but like of course towards the end it gets super intense.
yeah,
But like the movie, it played a good motion of just like, all
yeah,
right, this is fun. All right, I'm having fun. It's funny. These guys are funny, and then oh shit, now I'm scared with them. It kind of
yeah.
lets you. lets you be scared like how they scared, like how the
Yeah, of
characters are
course.
scared.
Yeah, it's like you're living that. It's
Yeah,
like you're
yeah,
watching like footage, actual real footage,
yeah. It
which
was.
I liked about that.
I
Which is
think
like
that was that when that movie came out, it was like a phenomenon.
it
Everyone,
did.
it
It
was one
was
of the scariest movies I've ever seen at the time.
a lot of people. Yeah. Oh, of course. I mean, that's when. Yeah, of course. We didn't really have that many huge scary movies come out because every other movie was like already. We had Chucky. We had A Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. We had
Yeah,
Jason. Like every. Oh, same guy. But Halloween. I mean. So those were the beginning. Then when it came to our generation of scary movies, there was a couple. There was a good amount. Like right now we're gonna stay with the whole supernatural aspect of the movies that we've seen. Which ones do you remember growing up watching, or have you seen any so far of supernatural
supernatural stuff.
aside from paranormal? We have the big one
I
of the.
would
We
say
have
The
Insidious,
Exorcist
The Exorcist. Oh, dude,
was
that's.
probably I think to this day for me still is one of the scariest movies. Like even though I know the scares, I know all the when I watch it, I just still like ugh. I don't like it gives me a gross
It
feeling.
gives you the
Yeah,
heebie-jeebies.
it gives me the heebie just watching a movie like ugh, I don't know what it is, and I know it's just a movie, and I know it's fake, it's pretend, but it's still I'm just like it's just gross to like to just witness. It's a good movie though,
Oh no, of
not gross
course.
like oh I don't want to watch, but like just like
It's
it's a
it's
good
it's
movie that makes
it's
you like just
cringy. It's
remember like
cringy.
this is hard to watch
It's cringy in the sense
because
of like.
I guess it the based on your beliefs is probably even worse, but just how you it plays with your emotions. Like I don't like the way this movie makes me feel.
No, of course, cause no, because my it's the same thing. Like for me, when I watched it on, well, I mean, that one is one of my favorite movies of all time. Actually, I have it tatted right here on my leg. I have this one's Signs from Mel Gibson.
That
I'm a
one's
huge
great.
Alien fan.
That's a
I
great
had to
one.
get that one there, and then on the other
That's a
side, I
great
have the portrait of the
thriller.
priest looking into the house, like The Exorcist. The movie. Um, that was one of the scary first movies that I ever watched, and that was one of the first movies that actually made me have nightmares for a while.
Mhm.
And then, especially when I was little, I had a couple events of supernatural, like paranormal activity that, scared the crap out of me too. But that's something very, very I thought was scary because I did believe in it because of the experiences that I had, and then, like you said, it ends up coming out to religious beliefs, whether you believe in God, whether you believe in the devil. It's just it was something that they tapped in at a time where you've never really seen that in movies. Everything was more just supernatural, haunting your dreams, haunting like this was
Spooky
more
and
of like, the battle of good versus evil, the battle of God
of
versus the
God and the
devil.
devil. Yeah.
Like it was something very different, and I think that's why this movie was such a big hit and a big thrill for everybody because it was something that has never really been portrayed in movies. And
Yeah.
then after that, because that was the first basic huge
That's true.
Exorcist movie.
I think you might be right. That's like the first possession movie about a
Yeah, because
possession.
after that you have Haunting in
Yeah, then you
Connecticut.
have a
You
bunch of movies after
have
that. But I think yeah, well, I
The
mean,
Exorcism of Emily Rose.
apparently when the movie came out and when it was starting in theaters, people would be throwing up in the movies,
Yeah,
walking out because of how disturbing
how
it was.
disturbing the movie was.
And
Yeah.
I mean, I saw it when I was a kid, so of course it was even more terrifying to me.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I don't blame him.
No, well, I mean, the first time I watched it was in the big screen, and I do remember that going towards like the last 20 minutes of the movie, it had really gotten so intense, and I was just like, my eyes was just so drawn to it, and my
Yeah.
mom's like, okay,
There's some
he can't watch this, and she ended up grabbing
there's
me
some
and taking
crazy
me
scenes
out.
in that
Like,
movie that
oh
that
yeah,
still hold up to this day. You're like, oh Jesus.
oh
And it's like a lot of scary movies don't really do that anymore.
no,
Because those are some super intense scenes in that
yeah.
movie.
Well, I mean, now we do have more. I mean, honestly, a lot of exorcism movies that have came out really haven't hit that sense of like scare to me. How that movie
The
did in
shock
the beginning,
factor.
that shock
The shock,
factor.
like them,
Yeah.
they were able to get away with this shit.
Yeah, no, yeah, of course. I think that movie was like ahead of its time, but at the same time, it was just so
even if
huge.
you would like, because the director's cut, the stuff they couldn't show in theaters.
Oh yeah,
Oh my god,
that was
movie,
way more
The
intense.
Exorcist is just like holy shit. No, no wonder they cut like an hour out of this movie.
Oh yeah, no, I saw the director's cut and it was very disturbing for
Yeah,
sure.
it's
A little
crazy.
way more than that. But no, overall, anything that's like supernatural, paranormal has always been something that I've always caught, and that's something I always enjoy watching. Like The Exorcist. I know another big supernatural movie, Insidious.
Ooh, that's one of my favorites.
That's one of your favorites.
One of my more not recent. I guess it came out 2000. 12, 10.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's our generation scary, you know,
It
like
was it was a good one. It was probably one of the better one of the best scary movies I've seen at the time.
yeah, Insidious was
I
good
think it was Insidious and Conjuring,
after,
like right
yeah,
after. I think Conjuring came out right after, and those were
yeah,
like two really good. Like, oh shit, like
yeah.
these movies are legit scary.
Yeah, no, the Conjuring universe has done very well. They have a good amount of movies,
Yeah,
and I know they're still working on a couple more.
I just finished watching all the Annabelle movies.
Oh, did you? What'd you think?
Whack. Not scary for a single second.
Not scary. Yeah, not
Yeah,
scary.
the first one
They're
was good.
they're
The
entertaining.
first one was good, and then the other two,
You know which one was good? The Nun. The Nun actually kind of got me off guard. I was like, okay, that one was a pretty decent movie.
I haven't seen that.
No, you gotta watch it. It's on. I think it's on HBO Max, but that one is really good. Another movie. Oh, also still kind of sticking to like the childhood scary movies of Supernatural. The Grudge. The Grudge. That movie gave me fucking nightmares. Cause in my room, in my closet, I have that little square opening into the attic, dude. Every fucking night, just close. I would close. I would close the freaking door to my closet. I'm like, I do not want to fucking sleep.
It was like a viral trend before viral trend were a thing, when you would call your friend and be like 7 days.
Oh, that was the Ring. That was the Ring.
Oh, you're talking about the Ring. Yeah.
The Grudge was
with the I got those. Well, it's like similar.
Similar.
They both have long hair. They're scary. The Grudge was scary with the.
The Grudge was like the.
That
shit.
I got my movies confused.
I don't know. Something about I mean, I don't know. I'm a big Japanese fan when it comes to a lot of traditions Japanese, whether it's food, whether it's entertainment, whether it's music. I like enjoying it. So I do like to dive into the whole Korean, Japanese.
Yeah, I like folklore. I like myth.
Like movies. I don't know if you've caught a couple. Like, and like the original Grudge is called Ju-on. That one's a little bit more darker and I could say a little bit scarier than the original Grudge.
See, if I have to read subtitles, I'm not.
You're that guy.
I don't want to. I can't pay attention. I don't have.
It's in English,
or
you won't
look
watch
at a movie at the same time. I pick one. Either I look at the movie or read, and there's no in between for me.
You hear it here, guys. He's not a good multitasker.
I just can't read.
Dude, my dyslexia kicks in sometimes. I think it says freaking burn, and I think then it says bar. I don't know. Sometimes I don't like reading, but overall, I still enjoy those movies because it's a different aspect. You see a different cinematic version of directing.
Against like foreign movies. I just refuse to multitask.
Yeah. Have you seen Train to Busan?
Yep, that's a good one. I
that one
watched
you didn't
that
really
one.
have to pay attention.
You didn't have to pay attention. There's fucking zombies. You already know what's going on.
It's like World War.
People are dying. They're trying to get out. It's the same script for every zombie fucking movie in the world.
Fucking yeah. What else do we got here? Poltergeist. Poltergeist was a huge one. I know they had a couple movies as well.
Yeah, they had some bad accidents happen.
Actually, that one.
Well, the first one was on an actual Indian burial ground.
It was basically it was built.
Actual skeletons.
Apparently the reason why they used real skeletons was because it was actually less expensive to get than an actual fake.
Yeah, they're
skeleton.
Cheapers.
So they're just like, just give me the real one.
When I die, give my bones to Hollywood. I'm gonna be famous in the afterlife.
You're gonna be haunting everybody.
I
mean, do you believe that? Because aside from the Poltergeist, a big thing and a big, like I said, a big paranormal supernatural thing was that they're saying is that both The Exorcist and Poltergeist those movies were cursed. And in the way you said that accidents, well, the little girl from Poltergeist at an early age from, she had I think she had like a heart attack or she had some sort of medical condition.
Mm-hmm.
For The Exorcist, the director died on the way to the premiere.
Set caught on fire.
The set caught on fire. Like there's just so many coincidences that happen and a lot of tragic things outside of the movie that happen to either
and that's
the director.
All they are, folks, coincidences.
You think so? You don't think
yes.
those things are cursed?
I mean, come on, son.
Well, we were talking about it in in an episode where, or I don't. It was either episode or we were just talking, but I remember Will said he doesn't watching them because he feels like we just overall just watching them and like paying attention to it attracts it, and honestly, when it comes to supernatural, like the big thing is good versus evil, God versus the devil, and I feel like
come find me, ghost. I'm for throw hands with you right now on live camera.
I still gotta take you.
I'll find a ghost right now. I will fight a ghost right now. Fight me. Is there any ghost in this
You
house?
want a ghost or you want a demon?
I'll fight a
What
demon
would you
too.
fight a demon?
I'll
What
fucking
would you
double leg
fight?
a demon. Take him down,
Yeah,
cross
it's
face him,
gonna
put him in a headlock,
put him on a headlock, choke him
make him
out.
call me daddy. All right.
Yeah, so yeah, no, of course. Well, I mean, like you said, it's just like those are tragic things that happen throughout the
I'll
movies
fight a demon
thing.
right now.
Huh? Don't call it upon yourself. Well, I'm not gonna exercise your ass or something. I'll throw some holy water on you, but that's all about it. I'm gonna do. Eddie could handle you after that.
You gonna handle one?
But no,
You can
Poltergeist.
handle these. That's what you can
Handle these.
handle.
What other movies do we got here? Chucky, we got Chucky, Supernatural, Ghost
I think I
takes
talked
over
about
a
this.
dog. We did talk about it before.
Chucky,
You
the
know,
my
it's
first
still
scare, my first actual scary movie. When I think the
yeah.
talk
We,
about
we
the
had it
last
last
one.
episode.
When me and my
Yeah,
brother tried to scare my dad as he was watching the movie, and we ended up scaring each other.
yeah.
That was good one. Fun memory.
Fun memory. Yeah.
But
No.
the Chucky movies, they're legit. They got. I think the third one's probably when they were last scary, and
Yeah.
everything after that was like it's like a parody, like a horror comedy. That's
Oh,
what they
that's
tend to
good.
turn
Yeah.
into. Like Freddy Krueger was legit like a scary slasher movie, and then he ended up just being like a comedy horror
Well,
movie.
I just
Same
think
thing with Jason. Same thing with Michael Myers.
Well,
they start off, they want to be scary, and then they just kind of
no, it's because
they parody themselves as the longer they go
back
on.
then that was the image and that was the way they directed the movies. That were that's what they thought was gonna be scaring the audience, and actually it did scare the audience back then in the early days
Well, that's what
because
I'm saying.
they never had it.
Like
But now that we see it,
the first few movies were legit, like meant to be like scary
yeah. At
psycho
the
kid,
same
and
time,
then the the last couple attachments are always like kind of comedy horror, like Chucky
oh
comedy
yeah,
horror.
yeah.
Freddy Krueger
Chucky started getting
Fred
more.
ended up being funny. Jason, the last couple
Oh,
Jason movies ended up being like
yeah, that's
funny.
true.
Michael Myers, couple movies ended up just being like dumb comedy horror stuff.
Yeah, I get
They
it.
all end up turning
But
into
then you
that.
also have the actual horror parody where it's just like the Marlon Brothers did,
Most the
scary
scary movies.
movies.
Oh, we should have our
We
next
got
episode
scary
should be about that.
movies. We got freaking haunted house, which like you said, it'll be something that we'll save for the next one. We're just still gonna stick. Well, Ghostbusters is also a good ghost comedy
I ain't
movie.
scared of no ghosts.
Like it's a very iconic movie. But going back to the whole supernatural and dark, I know we were talking about The Conjuring. Honestly, I feel like that one also has been a great depiction of what it is to have a good versus evil, God versus the devil. Those three movies overall, which is the first Conjuring, second Conjuring, and the third. Like,
I haven't seen the third
you
one.
haven't seen the third? The
Mm-mm.
Devil Made Me Do It.
I watched like 10 minutes of it. I couldn't get into it.
No. Well, I mean, you already know that these movies, aside from what they are, they always do add on a little bit more just to make you that fear factor, that to scare you. But just overall, like knowing that the stories of what it is to be possessed and what it is to fight something that is out of this world, something that you can't see, something that you can't control, something that is just always very unexpected, something that a lot of people do not understand. Yeah, let's go to the restroom, guys.
We can do a cut right there.
We're gonna do a cut. We're gonna get Ruben right here to come in, say what's up to everybody. Ruben, please come here and say what's up. Keep me company. Oh God, you guys are something else. But guys, da 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 da. Let's bring a couple laughs to these couple guys. Huh? Just close it. All right, guys. Well, I just got told that we gotta cut this short. But thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. Enjoy everything that we got from superheroes to music to sports, whatever you guys want, whatever entertains you. We got it here at Higher Passion Entertainment. I guess us talking about this whole horror thing and talking about the Exorcist kind of upset Adam's stomach, and he's currently vomiting green ooze, shivering, saying he doesn't want to come back on because he's not gonna have any. Oh, is that what I hear? Is he back? Is he back? Oh, I thought this podcast was too scary for you.
Really, we don't have the editing skills for this, so it's gonna have to. We're just gonna have to see.
Well,
it raw.
don't worry. You know, we were almost done. You know, The Conjuring was one of the last topics we are gonna talk about because I did tell you that Netflix dropped a show called 28 Days Haunted.
You were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
I wanna watch it.
Yeah, so
It looks good.
Yeah, a little brief, you know, and for you guys that are interested, if you guys are into the whole paranormal and supernatural field, um, Ed and Lorraine Warren, which all the Conjuring, the Annabelle, everything that's the Conjuring universe is about. Their son-in-law actually is the owner to the museum, and he has all those artifacts. But he ended up doing a documentary called 28 Days Haunted, which is a little just quick story of it. Ed and Lorraine Warren said that in order for them to actually be able to fully understand and connect and like really break down everything that it is to have an exorcism, to have a possession, to have everything, it was 28 days, at least a month, because a lot of paranormal things, when you go, it's only one day or a weekend, so you might get a couple things moving.
How convenient.
It's a couple days moving.
How convenient for ghosts to be like, I'm gonna do it this week and not the other weeks.
No, we're not.
I'm never gonna show up again for another month.
We're not in that sense.
Okay, ghost, it's not a vacation. Either you dead,
No,
either you haunting me or not. You haunting me, haunt me for real. Don't come once a month.
Okay, but the aspect of it,
period. Okay?
But the aspect of it is like when you see ghost hunting stuff, it's only one day.
Scare me, ghost.
All right, you hear that? We're gonna rent out the Stanley Hotel for a whole fucking month and have
I've been
Adam
to the
just
Stanley
live in
Hotel.
Well, guess what?
Guess how many ghosts I saw?
None.
Yup, 0. The same amount you're seeing right
toilet,
now in this room.
His toilet flushed and he cried to his mama. He was like,
The
"Mama,
same
turn
amount
off that light, please. Something's gonna
that
grab
you
me from
see
under the
in this
bed."
room right now, none. 0 ghosts happening right now.
Oh, trust me, you don't want to know what I've seen in this house. Eddie's scared.
Motherfucker,
I know you live in this house. Apparently, it actually took off with our old pal Stefan. He's being haunted in Texas.
Stefan being haunted in Texas.
But
Are you sure he's not doing drugs?
Shit, then fuck. Look, I don't know what drugs I'm on. So I keep fucking seeing shit at work.
No. Guys.
But yeah, no, like honestly,
there's no such thing as ghosts, guys.
There's no such thing as ghosts, guys.
Play with the Ouija board tonight.
We have a skeptic over here. I'm gonna bring a Ouija board for Halloween, and we're gonna put it right here.
Do it, man. Fuck it. It's gonna say help me, cause this shit's boring.
He's gonna be like, "Y'all boring me to fucking death. I'm out." Well, you heard it here, guys, man. We're here to scare you. We're here to entertain. This is Cut the Film, brought to you by Higher Passion. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for listening.
Ya.
Peace out.